I'm Alan, and this is Daddy.
Today, we're not on an adventure. We're at home having a little afternoon tea and improving our cultural literacy.
Sometimes Daddy and I like to just stay home and discuss culture over a little Earl Grey, orange pekoe, or chamomile.
Because Thanksgiving is on the way, we're discussing Lydia Maria Child. Who is Lydia Maria Child, you ask?
What happens if they don't actually ask that?
I don't know. They'll ask. They'll ask because we asked them to ask. I mean, go ahead, ask. Ask who Lydia Maria Child is. I thought you'd never ask. But first, this. So in 1884, Lydia Maria Child wrote the poem A Boy's Thanksgiving Day,
which we now know as Over the River and Through the Wood. But who wrote the music for that?
I don't know. Don't ask that question, okay?
Why? They're going to ask it.
Look, because nobody knows. Nobody knows. I did the research, but nobody knows who wrote it, and now you're just dragging us off subject into something else.
And get back to the subject.
Okay, fine. What was I saying?
You were talking about Lydia Maria Child.
Yes. She preferred to be called Maria, and she is noted as being one of the first American women writers who actually made a living writing. Now, that seems like a boring footnote, but think about the time frame. In the first half of the 19th century, there weren't even a lot of male writers in this country because, to that point, everyone had been involved in either, settling the country or fighting in the French and Indian War or the Revolutionary War or the War of 1812. I mean, the country was just beginning to become civilized. And that was just on the East Coast. The West was, still wild. So the ability to earn a living as a writer was just becoming possible. And for a woman to do that at that time is remarkable.
Washington Irving and Edgar Allan Poe were writing then, Nathaniel Hawthorne, James Fenimore Cooper.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there were a lot of great writers, but American literature was still in its infancy. I mean, those guys weren't considered brilliant yet. They were just starting out. And then along comes Maria, who was unbelievably prolific. And you know what she starts writing?
What?
She starts writing a novel about a marriage between a Puritan woman and a Native American man. And they have a child together, but she later remarries and rejoins the Puritan society. Now, you can imagine how that went over in the 19th century. She had to write that one using a pseudonym.
I can imagine.
But look, I'm just getting started. She goes on to advocate for the end of slavery. She was against American expansionism. She worked for Native American rights. She worked for women's rights. She was a strong Unitarian and a pacifist and thought that slavery could be ended without violence. She wrote a series of books entitled The American Frugal Housewife. She wrote historical novels.
And she edited a magazine for children called Juvenile Miscellany. And in volume 2 of that magazine, you'll find A Boy's Thanksgiving Day. It goes like this.
Is this where I get to sing?
Absolutely not. We have a recording.
You spoil all my fun.
You can lip sync if you want.
Okay, that'll work.
Over the river and through the wood to grandfather's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through the white and drifted snow. Over the river and through the wood, oh how the wind does blow. It stings the toes and bites the nose as over the ground we go. Over the river and through the wood and straight to the barnyard gate. It seems we go extremely slow, it is so hard to wait. Over the river and through the wood, now grandmother's cap I spy. Hooray for the fun, is the pudding done, hooray for the pumpkin pie. Over the river and through the wood to have a first-rate play. Oh, hear the bell ring, ting-a-ling-ling, hooray for Thanksgiving Day. Over the river and through the wood, trot fast my doubtful gray. Spring over the ground like a hunting hound, for this is Thanksgiving Day. Over the river and through the wood, to grandfather's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through the white and drifted snow. Over the river and through the wood, trot fast my doubtful gray. Spring over the ground like a hunting hound, for this is Thanksgiving Day. Spring over the ground like a hunting hound, for this is Thanksgiving Day.
I think that's enough of that.
Yeah.
But there's one more remarkable thing that we haven't told you yet.
Grandfather's house still exists. It's now owned by Tufts University in Medford, Massachusetts.
Through the wonderful help of Google Street View, we can see that it's a lovely Greek revival. The only problem is that didn't look like that in Maria's day. That's an addition in the front. If we look at the side view, we can see that this back part was the original farmhouse. You can also see from Google Maps that it's right along the Mystic River, so that would be the river that's gone over in the song. There aren't really any woods around anymore, but there are a few nice parks.
It also looks like Grandfather is using room air conditioners now and turned his sleigh in for a Toyota Camry.
Yeah, well, Grandfather has to keep up with the times. But if you're up near Tufts University in Medford, Massachusetts, you might want to check out Grandfather's house, and you really should learn about Lydia Maria Child, because she was a very impressive woman.
And that is our cultural moment. Leave us a comment and tell us what you would like us to talk about in future cultural moments.
There are also more adventures of Ed and Alan coming soon, too.
Don't forget to subscribe to us and like us, pin us, and tweet us.
And most important of all, be sure to keep your pinky finger extended.